Good morning, everybody. Steve Long. Yeah, I was trying to come up with, I was working on another video, trucking, but just got thinking about something else, kind of like to share with you, I guess. You know, you follow channels here on YouTube and you get to know people very well, and then stuff happens to them, you know. Like there's a few I followed, you know, they died, they're gone, channel's gone, you know, or something happens and all of a sudden they're just gone. And I really hate change in my life. I don't like when stuff happens, but I know a lot of you probably watch our Wyoming Life. You know, Aaron and Mike, or Mike and Aaron, I guess. And I guess they got some stuff going on too, and what they got going on, I've been through. So I don't know, I'm just thinking maybe I can help some of the other ones that might be going through the same stuff, but I'm really heartbroken about our Wyoming Life. I'm really gonna miss that channel. I loved it. You know, I was right on there pretty much with them from the beginning. And Mike was very good on YouTube. He was a very good talker, and he was genuine, you know, or he is genuine. I guess he's still around, but yeah, last video he come out and said him and Aaron's getting a divorce, and she's gonna take over the channel. I felt bad for him, you know, that sucks. But I've been through that, so I just want to do a video on how I got through divorce, or kind of what happened. It's tough. That is tough. You know, marriage, it's a partnership. You got to look at it as such, you know. And if you're both working at a marriage, you know, they're not easy. But if you're both working at it, it works. One of you, just one of you in that relationship is not working together with your partner, it's not going to work. But, well, I'm going to be 57 here in a few weeks. But when I turned 50, it was in April, you know, I just noticed weird stuff. You know, I'd see my wife, like at the grocery store in another town next to us. I'd see her car there or see her there when she's supposed to be at work. You know, she was hard to live with, that woman. But, you know, I loved her, so I figured, well, whatever, maybe she's getting crap for work or something. You know, she was a nurse, nursing home. Old folks home, you know, I guess what you would call it. But anyways, you know, and I'd drive right by the nursing home she worked with my truck, you know, going to work, coming home, and I'd see her outside there on the phone. What the hell? You know, she'd be outside there talking on her phone. And I didn't say much about it, but on a Friday, a friend of mine was having trouble with his wife. You know, truckers, we spend a lot of time on the phone with each other, you know. And you get to know people as you're trucking. You know, that's doing the same thing. And you spend a lot of time on the phone with these people. But a friend of mine, he was having trouble with his wife. It was like on a Friday. And he was telling me everything he was going through, and you know, it helps talk to good people, you know. You gotta be careful you don't talk about that stuff with your family, but even though you think you should. But anyways, I told him, thank God, I got a good woman. You know, me and her was together for 30 years, was married for 28. You know, we had a kid before we got married. That's why I decided to grow up and marry her and take care of my business and raise my kid, you know, my family. Well, we ended up with 5 kids. But on that Friday, I told him, God, thank God. I was so happy with my wife. I don't have nothing to worry about. She's always nice. She always, she paid the bills with my money, but she kept everything taken care of at home while I was out trucking, and the house was always neat and clean, and she always treated me great, I had the perfect marriage in my mind, I thought. But anyways, that Friday night, I got home and told the wife what a friend of mine was going through, and I told her how lucky I was to have found a good woman, So a friend of mine was telling me there ain't no good women. That's what he was saying on Friday. They're all bad. He said, they're all bad. They're all screwing around and this and that. And I told him, no, there is good women out there. Just maybe that one ain't. But I said, I found one. He's like, yeah, you found a needle in a haystack, is what he told me. But anyways, I told the wife that. She was so happy. Oh, we cuddled, watched a movie. She wanted to do something then on Saturday, because she also said she was very happy, no worries about what I'm doing. So Saturday, we took the whole day, went driving around. We had a new pickup, 2017 F350, just beautiful. We just bought a brand new fifth wheel camper. Was getting ready for old age, hanging out together. The kids are grown up, but we spent all day there Saturday, holding hands, driving around. Just, for a older married couple, it was great. I was loving it, all day long. I was amazed what a good marriage and life I had. I was just so happy with my life on Saturday. And then that night, it continued. We went to bed and it continued, and oh my God, that night was awesome. For all the years me and her have slept together, that night was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I couldn't even believe it, And, with the festivities and everything that went on throughout the day and the night, and, I was just in shock of how lucky I was, So then I woke up Sunday morning, about 10. I slept in because of the festivities and whatever, and being tired from trucking. I slept in, and by about 10 o'clock I got up, go out to make a cup of coffee, and I see her sitting on the couch holding her purse. It was June 11th, 2017. But she's sitting there holding her purse, and she's bawling. I mean, she's bawling. I was like, what the heck? What's wrong? Well, I've been wanting to talk to you about something. I was like, what do you mean you want to talk to me about something? What the heck? What did I do? You don't want to see your loved one hurt like that, and she's bawling. She can't even really talk to me. And I sat there, I was like, you gotta calm down, And, oh God, she's a wreck, because of the bawling. And all of a sudden she looks at me and she goes, I've been trying to tell you for like a year and a half. But she goes, I fell in love with the maintenance man at work. I want a divorce, and I'm going to marry him. Wow, talk about your world crashing down around you in just a couple of words. I just sat there stunned. I still can't believe it, But if she was that happy with everything, why did we have such a great day Friday night and Saturday night? If she loved somebody else, what the hell was she doing, that? But anyways, I looked at her. I was shocked. I couldn't even believe that woman the love of my life just told me that, you know. And I sat there for, well, probably 30 seconds. And I told her, well, if that's true, you better get out of my house. You better get up and get out of here. And out the door she went. But, and then what do? That's actually what I wanted to make the video about. I just wanted to give you a little background story on how it happened to me. But then, God, I couldn't even believe it. I told her when she was going out, I said, you better call our kids. And you're telling them. So then, I don't know what she told them. It was a lie. My oldest daughter, she called madder than hell. Somebody's lying to me. Because, you know, when they called and talked to me about it, I told them what I knew. What their mother had told me. Big mistake. Kids ended up, I don't know, she lied to them apparently, but I don't know, things ain't been right between me and the kids even, you know. And there's a lot more to this story, but my kids don't know, so I can't share it with you guys. They're gonna know. There's no hiding it, but there's some stuff they need to know. But anyways, I went through all this. Now I'm rambling on about, you know, my feelings. But anyways, then you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta stay calm. You know, everybody says, you know, think with your heart. Do not think with your heart. Thinking with your heart is thinking with your emotions. Your emotions are going to be so out of control at this point. Do not think with your emotion. Think with your brain. You know, you got to realize you're in a world a mess. You know, you got to stay calm. You can't let your emotions control what you're doing. You're on your own, buddy. You got to wake up and take care of yourself correctly, you know. But I was stumbling around in shock, and I was in shock a couple weeks, you know. And when she didn't talk to me, didn't answer the phone, you know. We always talked on the phone, and she wouldn't even answer anymore. But then a couple weeks went by. You know, I'm trying to figure out, you know, what am I doing? You know, how do I get through this? I couldn't even have a beer or nothing. If I would have did anything, I would have went over there, you know, and it would have been bad. You know, it would have been a bad situation would have got way worse. But then she goes, she stopped in. I got home on a Friday. You know, I drove right by where she worked and where he worked. But she seen me come by, so she comes over to the house. And she's like, yeah, I just, you know, I love him with all my heart. I love him. And I want a divorce. She goes, I don't want nothing, you know. She said, there ain't nothing I want. She goes, I want to take my clothes, you know, and what would be my stuff, and I want to leave. And she goes, we can get divorced online. It costs $147. Said, we can do it right now. I said, okay. So we set up the computer there together, and we went to this website. She knew all about it. Put my credit card in there because somebody got paid $147. And while we were married, I paid for everything all the way. So then we started going through filling out the paperwork for an online divorce. I don't remember the website, but it takes like, you do the paperwork, all the legal paperwork, and then it takes like 14 days and you're divorced. And whatever you agreed on and filled out in the paperwork, that's the way it is. Well, she didn't want nothing. We owned a house, had a boat, You know, I had 3 trucks, semi-trucks, and they were all working pretty much same time, you know. And we had new pickup, new camper, you know, all kinds of stuff there that, and she's like, I don't want any of it. So, okay, so then we're doing the paperwork, and in that, it states that. So there's paperwork in there she's got to sign over to give me full ownership of everything. Guess what happened? Yeah, you guessed it. Computer ended up, she threw it. She wouldn't sign off on nothing. Once it was at that point, and she had to give me everything, she threw the computer. Didn't wreck it. I hooked it all up after she went out the door, but so then that was on a Friday. So I started investigating. I realized then I'm going to have an attorney. And, you know, I didn't want a crappy attorney that's not, that's going to, you know how they are. You know, they want their cut of the money and, you know, then they're good. And you're going to get what you get. So I started doing online shopping for an attorney, divorce attorney. I wanted the best, you know. So then I think that's the best thing to do, you know. She just went and got an attorney that hated men. She had a woman attorney that hated men. So then I found this lady. She was in Little Falls. Very expensive. You know, one of them $500 an hour jobs, you know. But I looked at all of her stuff, her court records, and all that's public information. You can look up all of that stuff. If they're running a business as an attorney, all that stuff is there. And out of like 187 cases, divorce cases she handled, she won like 186 of them, you know, which is not cheap. So then I hired her, and well, the battle began. And it went on about a year and a half, 2 years. I mean, I ended up, well, with that attorney, I ended up with about $18,000 I paid her. And she was a good attorney. But then the kids got involved. That's what it was. The kids got involved. They wanted me to settle with their mom. Their mom is heartbroken because she's broke, you know. And then, but, you know, what my wife was, ex-wife, at the time we were still legally married, but she wanted everything. She didn't want to keep the house. She didn't want any of that, but she wanted everything out of the house, and she wanted, what was it, $4,743 a month in spousal maintenance. That's what she wanted. They're asking for legally. And, you know, she left me for a $12 an hour job guy. You know, it's like 10 years younger than her. 5 or 10, it don't matter. You know, I give a rat's ass about that guy. But so anyways, the kids got involved. I was getting off track again. I was going to go off on something else. So they're brokering a deal. We're on a conference call. So she ended up on that conference call. We had an agreement. My kids were on the phone too. I offered to give her $10,000 cash, and she wanted to wash her and dry her, which, you know, I just bought them. I bought them after she moved out, you know, because she took her junk with her, and I needed washer and dryer. So she wanted my new washer and dryer and $10,000. So I said, okay. I said, I'll call my attorney and we'll have her write it up, you know. So I called my I'm back. But anyways, I was telling you, it turned out good. Yeah, it turned out good. there's still wounds. There's some really deep wounds. Some people want to call it scars, you know, from that. They're not scars, they're wounds. Scars after the wound heals. I don't think I'll ever heal from it, but you just gotta be careful, do the right thing for your future, and realize you're on your own, you know. You ain't got a family, you're on your own. But yeah, I'm gonna miss our Wyoming life, but some days I miss my old life too, but I'm glad I found out. You know, like her boyfriend, I only talked to him. I only said one sentence to the guy. He came, you know, it was like a week after she was there wanting me to do the online divorce, but the next week she come there and wants to take stuff out of the house. I told her, well, we can do that in court, you know. The stuff is here, it's fine. It'll be here. You're not cleaning out the house until court, you know. Anyways, he came with her. I found out later they were both armed, but they were planning on killing me, I guess, is what I heard afterwards. You know, she had gotten a handgun permit, and they were both going to say that. They'd told a friend of theirs that. And then you be careful with what you tell your friends, because she was talking to her friends, and they were coming over. They were bringing me food. They felt so bad about what was going on, you know, and told me a lot of stuff I should have known. But anyways, they came in the house that day, gonna take all the stuff out of the house, her and her boyfriend, this little piddly guy. And I told her, no, you're not taking nothing. I was real calm because I knew we were going to be in court, and told him, you know, I'm not even mad at you. I can't even remember what his name is, but told him I ain't mad at you. It's a good thing you did me a favor. And, you know, he was trying to be assertive around there, you know, telling me, demanding I let her have everything in the house. And told him, no, the good thing about you, I said, I'm not mad at you. I'm not holding a grudge against you. I'm glad you showed me I had a piece of garbage in my house, and you helped me clean it up. And that's all I've ever said to the guy. I don't know, some people say I should have blew up and beat him up and this and that. No. Best way to get even with somebody screwing with your wife, you let them keep her. She's a piece of shit, you know, let them keep her. That's the best way to get even. He wants a piece of shit that's going to screw around on her husband and family. Let him keep her. But with all that said, probably did more on here than I should have, but I guess I'll let you go and I'll see you in the next one. But remember, just keep going forward. Don't let your emotions dictate how life's going to go for you. Use your brain. Take care of yourself. Okay? We'll see you in the next one. Bye.